It's a geek, a jock, and a nerd.
Welcome to the Geek, a Jock, and a Nerd podcast episode. I am no other than Jacob, the geek, the master, the Sith Lord, and you have with me my panelists, the apprentice. Both of them are my apprentice, which they'll do my duties, and then I will let them go. And we have here,
slave driver.
We also have here the jock, Chris, and also nerd, Henry. And we're Journey to Avengers Endgame Part 2. You're hearing this from all the different realms, all the three realms, the different answers and perspectives that you will see. We'll give you the most insightful answers and plausible predictions to the most important questions that we will discuss, like who will kill Thanos? What will happen to the Infinity Stones? Who will take the lead after Endgame and form the Avengers in the new phase? And other questions like, will Avengers Endgame break the box office record? Possibly. What will be the post-end credit scene? What will that be about? And so much more. Let's discuss the first one, shall we? Who will kill Thanos? We'll start with Chris, Jock. Who do you think will land the death blow to Thanos, will mark his end for all eternity?
Doesn't die.
Oh!
How about that? Doesn't die.
And why?
Here's the reason why. The last, 10, 11 years, this movie has led up to Thanos. After him, what? Then what? You reached the climax of this movie franchise, and it was a downhill from here. How about this? Plot twist. Doesn't die. Why? Too powerful. Showed it. Took how many people to try to stop him? They weren't even close. You said it, Lewis. Henry, not even close. So, keep him alive for the next phase. And then, they go out for whatever, 10 years from now and see him again. I don't know. But I think it'd be a better business decision to keep him alive. Maybe do some backstories with him, because the reason why he's the best, I think the Infinity War is the best movie in the MCU universe, is because Thanos is one of the best villains since Heath Ledger's Joker. Yes, I said it. So keep this character alive. Do maybe some other movies with him. Be interesting. And I just think it's a better business decision to keep Thanos alive.
Now, do you think there'll be a solution to the film, or will it stay like Empire Strikes Back and Infinity War?
I didn't give that much thought to it. I don't know. I just think that he should just stay alive.
So it will end a negative note, which that will be quite a twist, I would say. Henry, who do you think will kill Thanos, or if he will be killed at all? Or?
I want to answer that question. I really do, but I have to address
Go for
the
it.
Jock's previous statement on him not even dying. Okay, I'm gonna just keep stuttering because I could probably do that forever. I mean, seemingly Thanos can live on forever, so why can't I stutter forever? Okay, so the guy has had, you said it, the same things, the same facts that you stated can be used against it. He's already had 10 years. Look,
sitting on a chair for 9 years. You finally stood up.
He's a villain.
I want to see more.
When do you ever see the villain as the main character?
The villain.
Exactly. He already had an entire movie dedicated to him. When does that ever happen in a superhero movie?
Joker's
ever?
coming out.
Who?
Joker's coming out.
Because it's called Joker. But it's not called Thanos. It's not even called Avengers Thanos Rising. And yet he still gets an entire movie to himself. And it's been 10 years. For 10 years, everybody's just been waiting for this guy. Hints, teaser. This is his moment. This is his 15 minutes of fame. He don't need no more than this. If he gets more than Endgame, you're basically stuffing a fat kid's belly with more pork. Come on. You're going to make me throw up. So who's going to kill him? You know what? I say he should just roll over and die. Nobody's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill himself. He's gonna be like, I had my shine. Bye bye. Peace. Adios, folks. Latest suckers.
You know, that's a theory that's been around that I've seen quite a bit. So he'll kill himself. There you go. So you have two different perspectives. I will go the more traditional route, guys. The story trope here. People have said in tandem, like we saw with Iron Man and Spider-Man, all these guys. I don't think it's going to happen. People say Captain Marvel because she's the most powerful. They could use that from a story perspective and a film perspective, from a promotional perspective. I don't think it's going to happen either. I think it will be Thor, and here's why.
Goes for the head.
He goes for the head. His whole story arc in the last film was to build a Thanos killing weapon and kill him. He didn't succeed. So how will that arc finalize? By succeeding and killing him. And I think he will do that because it's Chris Hemsworth. And he has the ability to do that. But yeah, from a story perspective, I think that's how it will go.
I feel a bromance coming on.
I will say that he's my guy. I will say. No homo, I would say. But yes, he's my boy. But I think from a story perspective and from a story arc perspective, I think that's going to happen. So your percentage rate that he doesn't die.
Well, listen, if he doesn't die, I mean, that's more of what my heart says, but my head says the logical thing would be it's just a team effort. Just everyone has a part in killing him because no one's strong enough to beat Thanos by himself. That's just what I think. So most likely it'll be a team effort. That'll be the logical thing. But if Thanos stays alive, that's probably just like a 25%.
Very good. How about you, Henry?
Chance of him staying alive? 40%. I think 40% is a pretty decent number. Yeah, I agree. Team effort, killing him. I mean, somebody's going to have the final blow. So yeah, I go for Thor. Because, well, yeah, that's... They might come up into a situation where he somehow gets away and it becomes a one-on-one without the gauntlet on him. If he's got the gauntlet, it could be a one-on-one fight. Most of the Avengers can take him out.
Very good. I personally think, for my percentage, I think Thor will be I don't know, probably 10%, and 100%. I will say Ant-Man. I think he will go inside his body and explode him, but that's just me. But as far as him staying alive, 0% chance, because from a story perspective that makes absolutely no sense, because there are so many enriching characters in the Marvel universe that can be used. In fact, that's the next question. Do you think there'll be a new character that'll be introduced as a vital part of Endgame? Now, if you remember in the Infinity Gauntlet series, in 1991, this is the 6th issue miniseries. You had characters like Adam Warlock, Mr. Death that we have not seen in these films. So do you think there'll be another character, an important character that'll be added in the story, Henry?
I mean, I think they've already set up for a follow-up to Avengers Endgame. They've introduced a Supreme Intelligence in Captain Marvel. That is a very big villain. He's not that popular in the sense that he hasn't had as many front pages as Thanos has, but when his moment has come, he has been very dangerous adversaries for the Avengers. He can definitely become a very, very big threat for them. I mean, he's got an entire planet on his side, and it's the Kree. They're not some backwards Earth with no tech. They have high tech, and their species are very, very advanced biologically, so they can definitely pose a threat to them.
Chris, do you think there'll be a bigger bad in this film, or
I think there's a time and place, and I think this movie is not just about defeating Thanos, but a goodbye to the OGs. I don't think they're going to use this platform to do that. And plus, I don't see any movies that Marvel has announced that would introduce really a new character, so I don't think they're going to use this to do that. So I don't think so.
I agree 100%. I think you have already so many characters. It'll be so convoluted, and it would be too much if you add another character and then build their backstory and build their story arc when the focus should be on the OGs and already Thanos. I think Captain Marvel is actually is serving the purpose of Adam Warlock in a way. She's the new character, and we already know a little bit more about her. So I don't see him as there'll be another bigger bad. I think just Thanos will stay as a bigger bad, just based on what position this film is in. The runtime that it's only 3 hours long, but there's not enough time to build another character. So that's my percentage rate. Your percentage rate that there'll be a new character, a bigger bad?
0.
And Chris?
0.
0% chance for me too. Now, a big story plot is Infinity Stones. By the end of this film, what do you think will happen to the Infinity Stones? Henry, what do you think will happen to them in the end?
They have played a very important role in the Marvel Universe, not just for obviously the Avengers, but to so many other characters. I mean, they've got an extensive history. They've existed for a very long time. So I can't say that they will disappear. They'll be destroyed. Too many factors in play that simply creates opportunities for other movies to come up based around the Infinity Stones. Well, not really based around Infinity. More that the Infinity Stones set up for new heroes. For example, the Collector, right? He's one of the Eternals. That is a very big universe, which could lead to Galactus, because he is someone who's fought them several times, which then leads to the Fantastic Four. So they can't be disappeared. So I think they've got a lot of options on what to do afterwards. They're parts of creation. You can even easily say that you destroy the Infinity Stones, you destroy the universe, because they hold the systems together. But so you have a lot of options. One thing I was saying is they've done this before, is they give a stone to crucial members of the Avengers or people who are trustworthy. Black Panther, he could keep one in Wakanda. That's an entire nation that's armed to the teeth and will fight to death to protect the stones. Doctor Strange, he's got so many universes to hide in that no one can access. Great place to hide it. And so on and so on. They've got a lot of options where to hide it and protect it. And at the end of the day, Tony's plan is to always be prepared for the next big threat. They are most definitely the biggest gun you can come up in case a new threat comes out. So you definitely want to keep them around.
Now, you said something about Infinity Stones. I don't know if you referred to it, or do you think they're entities, possibly? The Infinity Stones?
It's been hinted at least for the Soul Stone. Power Stone? I wouldn't say that. I think they've been misinterpreting what the Soul Stone is. I wouldn't say it's alive. I would say it's intelligent. It can harness information and produce ideas, but it's not conscious. It can't make decisions. So after all, it's the Soul Stone. If you are to embody an idea or a principle, you have to at least share some of its qualities. If you're the Power Stone, you have to be able to demonstrate power. If you're Soul Stone, then you have to at least have some kind of conscience, not as an identity, but maybe as a collection of all the souls you control. And you literally represent all the souls in the universe. So it could manifest itself as a collective idea of thoughts, but not as an individual.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I remember Red Skull said in Infinity War, he said you might say that the soul still has certain wisdom and that demands a sacrifice, like if it was an entity. Or in the Reality Stone in Dark World, where Odin said that the Reality Stone seeks out host bodies, drawing strength from their life force. Or Mind Stone, where Vision said quite often about the Mind Stone that it's trying to speak with him. But from a story perspective, story plot point, making it out as entities or people instead of things will probably be quite hard to accept, I would say. For that reason, I think they're just more things, like you said, essential aspects of existence.
And what about the space stone? Because remember, Thor thought that the Tesseract was gone. And Asgard's gone too. They're trying to rebuild Asgard. I mean, if there's a Thor, there's going to be a Thor 4. How is there? There's no Asgard. So I think maybe they can use that to rebuild this powerful nation as well. Because you had, are they going to just leave him to extinction as well? So maybe they can use that and go back to his rightful place as well, at least for that one.
So you think, Chris, that this Infinity Stones will not be destroyed but continue on, correct?
I think it just depends whose hands on it. It can either be used for good or evil. So if this is placed on the right hands, you can use it to kind of rebuild. And I think that's what they'll do.
Yeah. You know, I thought of maybe being destroyed, and it'd be hard to be destroyed, and I thought maybe it might ripple and activate a mutant gene that's been dormanted, setting up X-Men. Remember that Disney bought the rights for X-Men, but I don't think it's
And
going to happen.
Deadpool as well.
And Deadpool. And
Let's just remember that.
But here's the reason why I don't think it's going to happen. For Henry's point, they're an essential aspect of existence: space, reality, power, soul, mind, and time. So in the comics, we see teams like Infinity Watch that guarded the stones, or the. So I think it's a perfect spot to set up other groups, other characters as well. For that reason, I think that that's what happened to the Infinity Stones. So percentage rate that the Infinity Stones will continue on and not be destroyed?
0.
I'm actually thinking they might destroy one or two. Some that they consider too dangerous. But in general, 0.
Very good. And I think 0 also. I think they'll continue. No, maybe. Let's do 10% chance that they'll continue on. So the next question here that we have after Endgame: who will take the lead after Endgame? Who will form the Avengers in the new phase?
Chris's favorite question.
Will it be Captain America? Will he stay alive? Who will it be? I think this is a very tough emotional question for
I think
Chris.
it's an easy question.
Right?
I mean, it's the one that has the 70 movie contract. I mean, the one that's gonna be keeping on forever. It's Captain Marvel. It's obvious. They made it obvious. It's her. Why is this a question? We don't know, but it's her.
Is there someone else?
It's her. It's all her. And they made it pretty clear. It's her. I mean, it's just no other way
So
around
she'll be the only member of Avengers.
Of course not. There's other members, but they're building this team around her. They've made that pretty clear. I mean, that extensive deal that they gave her, I think it's a no-brainer. It's her.
So you think she'll be the most important character in the Avengers? Is that what you're saying?
Doi.
You think she will be a vital cast?
She's going to lead the way with Phase 2.
You think she will bring in those numbers that Captain America, Iron Man has done in the past?
I mean, if we're talking financially, you have Spider-Man, you have Black Panther. I don't know. I think her numbers for the first movie was kind of inflated because the timing of it was just perfect. It's a movie right before Infinity War, and you're introducing this character. We have to see, and there is a division with how some people feel about her. I don't think her next movie will gather so much profit.
But you think she will be making money for?
Of course,
And she will replace Captain America.
Anything Marvel puts out is gold and is gonna hit close to $1 billion.
So she will replace Captain America.
I think if Captain America stays alive, he will take sort of a Luke Skywalker, Yoda type of thing. Just be in the Avengers building.
But in general, she will replace Captain America.
Of course, but I'm saying she is taking the lead.
No, but answer me this question though. Will she replace Captain America in the lead?
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
She will.
That's her.
I just wanted to hear that come from your mouth.
That's her name.
As you can tell, Chris is in love with Captain Marvel movie and the character herself. I personally enjoyed Brie Larson's adaptation and performance as Captain Marvel. But we'll now go further. Henry, who do you think will be form the new event?
Who will be the leader?
Just form leader.
There's no need to form it. It's already been established.
Right. So who do you think will make up?
I really don't want to go with the cliche answer that everybody said already, but it's gonna be Captain Marvel. It can't be Doctor Strange. He's too busy in his world, and nobody likes him. It can't be Black Panther. He's got a whole nation to run. It can't be. Who else is out there? Spider-Man. That's not even a question.
He's looking out for the little guy.
Guardians of the Galaxy? No,
in
they're too busy in
space.
space. Yeah. Like the only one I could see is Captain Marvel because she's already been in space for a long time. Right? She wants to go back home. She literally found out that she was from human and then immediately set out to space to patrol it. So she'll probably want to settle down more than anybody. So yeah, it's got to be Captain Marvel. Unfortunately.
Here's what I'll say, guys.
Don't nod your head. Don't nod your head at the unfortunate part.
First off, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange will be in the new Avengers because they'll have movies. They're coming up. They'll do sequel for their movies. Wanda, Scarlet Witch, Vision will be back. They have shows they're going to do for Disney Plus also.
So Vision's back.
Wait. That's confirmed they're going to be back? Oh, I take it back then. Vision and Wanda. See, they're perfect. Mom and dad. Done.
Yeah. Well, who knows? This prequel, but
and then Wanda.
they will have their own show, Disney Plus. We also have been confirmed that Bucky and Falcon will have their own show as well. That makes sense because here's the thing: Falcon in the comics 1999, he assumed the mantle of Captain America. Falcon, he actually twice. Bucky will also assume the identity of Captain America. So for that reason, both of them will bring out or put the face of Captain America still. They'll play the legacy of them, Falcon and Bucky. Also, same thing with Rhodes. He also assumed that identity of Iron Man. War Machine will continue to be in Avengers, and it will bring that legacy, play that legacy of Iron Man.
What about Ant-Man the Wasp?
That's another thing. See, Paul Rudd has a 3+ contract deal for Ant-Man, so I think he will, from a contract perspective, he will continue on as an Avenger. Also, Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. He's also talking about a 6-film deal. He will continue on as Hulk. He may, as the character itself, as a person, he will still be there. Valkyrie. I think if Thor dies, she will assume the
Thor will not die. That is settled.
Well, here's the thing.
He can't. No. There's no. It's buts or what ifs. Look. Okay, he's the king.
Yes.
He's the head honcho.
Yes.
He's the Allfather.
Yes.
He's the Odin Force
Yes.
impersonated. He can't die. He just got the freaking hammer.
He did. That's why he will use it to kill Thanos.
No, but that's like the almost OG point. He literally just discovered his powers and he's killing it, and then you kill him off.
He will give Stormbreaker and give it to Valkyrie to assume the role. Now, I think Thor will continue to live and he will lead the new Avengers. But if he doesn't, the new leader of Avengers, you know who will be? Hawkeye. Or Ronan. And here's why, guys. Think about it.
All right, guys, time to sign off. You can pause, go do whatever you were doing. You don't need to listen.
Here's the reason
anymore.
why. The Secret Invasion storyline. He led the new Avengers. Now, there's something that obviously
They were kids.
Yes, I know, but see, Black Widow, she has a movie coming up. She'll be in it as well. Those two, since they're the OGs, they will continue. Like you said, Thor will have to rebuild Asgard or find his people
Or settle down with Jane.
Exactly. So for that reason, I think the OGs, of Hawkeye, Ronan, and Black Widow will lead.
Ronan?
Ronan. Oh yes, Ronan.
The Accuser?
Yeah, the accuser.
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan.
Oh, Ronin.
Ronan. Yeah.
That's Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Cliff Burn.
So you're saying two names twice.
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm being a little bit excited here. Yes, but I think they will do it. If not, I think it'll be Rocket.
You dare say that name in front of me? My father's birthright shall curse you.
Now, percentage, guys. Do you think the leaders will be Captain Marvel? Hawkeye, I think, will be 5%, but I would think it'll be Spider-Man because he is the most popular MCU character, but he's young, so he'll eventually get there. I would say 100% chance that he will one day be the leader of the Avengers, but for now,
if he ever gets past purity. Yeah.
So you guys, what's the percentage for Captain Marvel?
100.
100, Chris?
95.
95. Alrighty. So the next question here: the post-credit scenes are one of the most popular scenes in all the movies for the MCU. So obviously the end game post credit scene will be a very important one. So our prediction is, what you think the end game post credit scene will be about? Is it to prepare us for the next phase? Is it maybe a something to remember us of the OG characters? What do you think, Henry?
I think this movie is too epic, too final to dilute its content by giving after credit scenes. I just think it would diminish the amount of effort and time they put it to set up this moment, to build up to this this final 3-hour movie, for them to do something as cliche and common as doing post-credit scenes. Yeah, look, we all know they're making more movies. That's a given. They don't need to excite us with what's coming next. When you go there, you're going to be just thinking after the movie's over, wow, or maybe this sucks.
So you're saying that there won't be one post-credit scene?
No, I don't think the movie deserves that. It'll be too demeaning for it to have a post-credit scene. Paul Walker, yeah, I know, I get what you're saying. Paul Walker, they did it because he died, but this was a real life death. It wasn't a fictional death. You know, it's okay to make time in a movie for real death, but for fictional death, you know what? Enjoy it.
I like it.
It's wrong, but I like
so, what do you think, Chris? Jock himself.
It's just a tradition Marvel does. They just do that. So I'm sure that the first credit after credit scenes will be something tied to what we saw with the ending, and then I believe there will be another credit scene that will kind of show their new direction with the next phase. But I think there's a guarantee there will be something afterwards, because they just want us to sit there for 30 minutes until we see it all. That's just what they do.
You know, I agree and disagree with Chris. Here's why. I think there will be a post-credit scene, but I'm 100% positive there won't be any reference to the next phase. And here's why. Kevin Feige said there won't be no reference of the next phase until Spider-Man Far From Home, number one. Number two, Henry's right. You have to, I think, because it's such an emotional film, there might be an honoring, for example, of Stan Lee, for example, something about him. Or maybe possibly an emotional scene involving Iron Man, his wedding with Pepper. Or you see Captain America, him dancing with Agent Carter. That dance that they've always wanted. Something emotional in that way or form, I think will happen. I don't think people have said, will they add X-Men or Fantastic Four to the MCU? There is 0% chance that will happen, and here is why.
In that movie,
there's no reference, and here's why. The movie ended according to the Russo brothers. They finished everything on March 8th, 2019. The Fox and Disney merger was on March 20th of 2019. So legally, they couldn't use anything, any reference to X-Men Fantastic Four. The film was already done for weeks before. For that reason, there'll be no reference to X-Men Fantastic Four. In fact, Kevin Feige said that in April, he said they basically in day one of trying to sculpt out these universes, it might happen in 5 years from now. So there'll be no footage of X-Men Fantastic Four unless they want to be sued. That's not going to happen. But that is so your percentage rate that there won't be a post-credit scene?
98.
98. Oh wow.
That there won't be?
Or there will be, won't be.
That there will be. I mean, that's 100. It's no brainer.
And you think there'll be a reference to the next phase, percentage-wise?
If there's going to be two credit scenes, I mean, I would say so. But what you just said, I feel a little bit less confident about it. So how about undecided?
Post-credit scene, 100%, and more of an honoring. credit scenes, an emotional stake one, I think will be almost 100% chance for me. Now, talk about Stan Lee. Stan Lee's in every film of the MCU. Let's predict. Let's do a fun bonus round in a way. Predicting Stan Lee's cameo. How do you think he'll be involved in the cameo?
He kills Thanos. How about that?
He is Thanos.
Now we're talking, Lewis. Now we're talking.
I like it. I like it. What do you think?
I mean, it just out of just the pattern is always some random place that they put him. He's in an ice cream shop, or he's, I mean, it's always just something random. It's really hard to predict, especially with this one. I don't know how you're gonna add humor really much to this movie, and he kind of adds a humorous element. It's such a dark movie. I don't know. I don't know where you're gonna add him in this. Maybe at the end of the movie where the universe is saved and he's back to his younger self. I don't know, or something to that extent.
A funny implot. I'm 100% predicting that this movie will actually be quite funny, like Infinity War. But we'll see. That's a good one. Funny implot like the other films. That's pretty consistent. What do you think, Henry?
I think when the team they step out of the invisible blue pink time machine, he will be the one that opens that door for them and like, hi Avengers, welcome to the 1996 or 2005, whatever time period it was for the Avengers, because it's ridiculous. All right, this guy, I mean, like, if you're gonna add him obviously, but nobody cares. Look,
Respect to the dead. Respect to the dead.
No. Look, I love the guy, but this is freaking Endgame. Who cares where they? Was nobody gonna be paying attention to the guy? He's gonna come out, and you know what? He's gonna be there where it's gonna be the craziest moment ever. That's what he's gonna do, because otherwise, people aren't just gonna notice it. If it's like just, oh, he's in the sidewalk as the Avengers walk out, who cares? But he's gonna be there at like the most ridiculous moment. Like, for example, what was the movie that he? I think it was, Guardians of the Galaxy. They're traveling. Guardians of the Galaxy. He's out in space with the Watchers, and he's just like playing with them. No, he's trying to get a guy. He was like the most randomest, ridiculous thing ever. So I think they're gonna do it, but instead of waiting for the end, they're gonna do it mid battle, where he's just gonna pop out of nowhere, and he's just gonna be stupid. Stupid funny, but yeah.
Right. I think because this is the end of this phase, and this is a culmination of all 22 films, they will do a tribute for him. I think it'll be an emotional involvement, just like Spider-Man to Spider-Verse, where they had that beginning part of the introduction of very nice tribute to him, and then he was in like 100 different frames in the film. I think there'll either be, let's say, a eulogy in someone's death, like Captain America, or maybe presiding in Iron Man's wedding, or maybe a monologue in the credit scene of what it means to be a hero, or something that, or maybe welcoming Steve Rogers or Iron Man into the Soul Realm. Say, welcome. You've done well. Something like that, a tribute. I think a tribute will happen during the film. The Russo brothers respect his legacy. If people want this, I think it will happen. And plus,
Lewis.
No, I think Lewis, he thinks that they will not respect him enough in that way as a tribute. I would say probably. Is that what you're implying?
It's hard for me to look at this from the perspective of a fan, because we haven't touched up on this, but as you know, I do not like Infinity War.
Wait,
so I don't see this.
You did say that.
I don't see this upcoming movie as a culmination of a masterpiece. I see it more as a redemption movie. Yes, I said that. I said a redemption movie because for me it was a big disappointment, the first one. So from my point of view, it's not something to build on top of something great. It's more of they got to focus on nailing it down. So from my perspective on him is that he will be in it, but it can't be about that, or else they will fail at redeeming that movie. It would just be too much of a distraction, even if it's 3 hours long.
And we'll eventually do a review of Infinity War and try to debate this even further. Very good. So, your percentage at the of what you guys said of it, a plot in for Stanley Cameo.
I mean, like Lewis said, it's just always the most random places. It's hard to predict where or when, but this is his last one. It's got to be an important one. So I think you made some good points, Jay. I think it's going to be in a very emotional last cameo. So they're not just going to put him somewhere random. I think this time it's going to be something, a good goodbye, official goodbye to him as far as his cameos go.
And how about you, Henry?
Hasn't he carried Thor's hammer in the movies before, like handed it to Thor? Didn't he do that? Or was that like an after credit, not an after credit scene? It was for like a trailer and they just kind of added that there.
No, I don't recall that. No, wasn't he like in one of the, I think, Thor after credit scenes? He was as Eternal or something?
Yeah, like a janitor, and then he moves Thor's hammer, right?
I think so.
Cleaning up.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been done. He's been moved. I would think that would have been nice. But obviously,
I know a perfect scene. They're in New York. Remember that end credit scene in Avengers that they're eating all the Greek food, shawarmas? They're Stanley eating with them.
They just invite him to sit over. Hey man,
yeah, come over here. And then they're all eating together, and they're talking and they're eating.
Impossible though.
And beautiful emotional score, and then it goes out.
See, here's the problem with that though. Okay, because remember they said they've already recorded everything.
Yeah, they did.
So I doubt they recorded. I mean, they could do some CGI,
Right.
but that would just not be worth it. So it's either a really small snippet or it's something really long that's been recorded for a while now. But
Yeah, probably. What I said, what I predicted, I think that will probably happen. So that way, I'll be right. It'll be I predict that'll be 60-74%. Last question that we'll do a bonus round. Will Avengers Endgame break the box office record of all time? Just to put it in perspective, Infinity War ended up with $2 billion. The number one is of Avatar was $2.7 billion. So will Avengers Endgame break the box office record for more for this? What would you say, Henry?
I think it will until Star Wars Rise of Skywalker comes out. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Chris, the jock.
I think they're prepping for a record 850 to 900 million global blow.
The first weekend.
That's like halfway there. I mean, in just a couple of days. How about shatter the record?
Oh wow!
How about that? Shatter it.
That's Casablanca.
Done.
Gone with the Wind.
Well, that's
Shatter.
That's based on
98% Rotten Tomatoes too.
Here's the thing. I think it won't break the record because it's 3-hour runtime, and there's only so many show times you could do in a theater. I think it will be very close. I think we'll hit 2 billion, but it won't break the record. But all based on runtime, 3 hours, my friends. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the journey to Avengers Endgame. We'll see how many I got right, almost 100%.
Not the last one.
Well, we'll do a
How about as any that you coincide with what I say?
Oh, yes. I think that is completely false. We'll have a non-spoiler and spoiler review of Avengers Endgame once we watch it. Once you guys have enough time to watch this, you can find this podcast and wherever you can find podcasts, in YouTube. You can follow us on any social media. I am Mr. Jacob, the geek, Henry the nerd, and also the jock, Chris.
Hello, ladies. I am free and single.
And with that, we will close out. You need this in your life.